Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Let's discuss about Muladhara Chakra, the foundation chakra, the sleeping place of Kundalini as such. The prime objective of everyone is to be perfect physical health, free from diseases, emotional stability, mental alertness, education, abundance of everything which can give us the power to understand ourselves completely. The reason our failure, we do not have the knowledge, we are very ignorant and deficient knowledge, we cannot understand. Without the perfect knowledge of human anatomy, physiology, biochemistry and psychology, we cannot make optimum use of human life as such. Akhand is one of my products which has started in 1995, and after 30 years we come to this particular stage. This is giving the impeccable wisdom. In the light of this, we are going to see the knowledge which I am going to see in this particular video. Now, since we are talking about Kundalini, we have to talk about the chakras. And most of the people say there are 7 chakras, and Sat Chakra Nirupana, which is the ancient book, talks of only 6 goddesses, 6 chakras, not 7 chakras. And Sat Chakra Nirupana, let's understand the spiritual science of 6 chakras, my experience and cognition, and I am talking only from my experience. I do not go by the books, but the knowledge from book which I have experienced as sits within my body is what I explain. Anything other than that, I don't even talk about it. One book which I like very much is The Serpent Power, again reptilian, by Sir John Woodruff. And it talks about Sat Chakra Nirupana. This is taken from there. It says about the first blissful sprout of realization of Brahman, the God universe, through 6 rising processes of the 6 chakras of the human body. And I think this Sanskrit translation by and large is very good. What is to be understood is these 6 chakras make you realize the journey thereof. Same thing in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Ashtanga Yoga, 8 stages are only to stop the fluctuation mind. Only after that Kundalini rises. Here also, after 6 chakras are complete, reptilian brain complete, only then Kundalini can rise to take it to the higher level within and outside completely. The 9th step is Kundalini Yoga, and then internalization, and that is completion. That's it is. It's not 7 chakras, it is 6 which become 10 in the process. Chakras, as I told you, these are wheels around which we go clockwise and anti-clockwise, and they are associated with the back side is the sensory chakras, and front the motor chakras, and right inside there are autonomic chakras. So as a result, it is not 10.344 chakras alone. There are 108 chakras, which is 10.344 multiplied by 10.34 is 108. Anyway, we will go to that at a later stage. But you see, 108 is being arising in all the spiritual science works which I see, which are associated with sun, moon and earth and human being by and large. Now come to the Muladhara Chakra, the subject of concern for today. And what that chakra in the first verse is, now come to Adhar Chakra. The Muladhara Chakra is attached to the mouth of Sushmana Nadi. Now I talk about the 3 Nadi, Ida Nadi, Sushmana Nadi and Pingala Nadi. Ida Nadi and Pingala Nadi are 2 sympathetic chains, left and right paravertebral column, and they are designed with Divyank alone. Sushmana Nadi is the vertebral column, and which further divided we can say, and vertebral column of Sushmana Nadi start from a place above the genitals and anus, and it has got 4 petals, and this is where it starts, only 4 petals, and it is pointed down, and 4 petals are Va, Sa, Sa, Sa in color. This graphic presentation in the ancient Indian scripture of Satchidanand is represented in this. But here you see 6 letters, 4 letters plus Lam. The seed mantra or Bij mantra is Lam. And that is most important phonetic sound which arises from activation of Kundalini in Muladhara Chakra. Same thing has been represented in the book Crescent, or the serpent power of Sir Waldorf is the picture given on top. Same thing you can see in the picture drawn by me in Akhand picture, and as you have seen in the same picture in the beginning itself. Now we are going to see the third thing in medical science. The terminal sympathetic nervous system or paravertebral chains merge together in coccygeal ganglion or ganglion impar at the bottom. You can see in the picture left and right chain merging together into one, and that is shown as a ganglion impar, and it's a ganglion impar connected with coccyx is what Muladhara Chakra is all about. So in other words, Muladhara Chakra primarily centers only on sympathetic system, left and right, but it is at the bottom. When it is at the bottom, the Kundalini sleeps in this comfortably. Let's put it that way. Now, and Satchakra Nirupana talks of only one goddess in Dakini in Muladhara Chakra, as you can see this picture of the ancient Indian spheres. There is only one head. Then it, and according to my experience, Muladhara Chakra is connected to the mother earth element or solid elements. I make it very clear, solid, not the water. Solid element by and large is with earth, and it is 38.1996%, and this is where it is the full foundation chakra, root chakra, other thing, where everything is connected with atom elements alone, and it is associated with smell as well as nose as such. I think that is another point which has to be cleared. Then come to the Muladhara Chakra. Now we talk about Earth and Moon conjunction here, and I make it very clear. Muladhara Chakra, Earth and Moon as such, and then this is a distance between, and that is what I have tried to show. Radius of Earth is 6,000 to 372 kilometers. Diameter of Moon is 3,530 kilometers. Distance between Earth and Moon is 384,000 plus 400 kilometers. This divided by 6,372 is equivalent to 61.8, that is Divyank. But when 384 400 is divided by 3550 kilometers is 108. These are two divine mathematics which appears very clearly here, and that is what I was trying to show. This is where Divyank is, this is where 108 is, and this is the four views, and there are four sympathetic names, two going up which you have seen in two channels, and two going to legs is where the whole concept clear. Muladhara Chakra sympathetic system is from top to the bottom, head right up to soul. But Muladhara has the two things which go up right up to the head side and two going down right up to the soul head. There are two components. The below the Muladhara Chakra is again mathematically 38.19, and on top it could be 61.2 point. Now Muladhara Chakra, as this is a picture from Satchakra Nirupana, same picture from that book, and this is serpent fire, and that is the ancient wisdom talk of Lam, and there are four petals, and the Kundalini sleeps in 3 plus 1 7 or 22 7, which is a pi, and this looks like shivling, and also it is associated with earth element, and it shows the elephant shown in this particular picture has 7 tusks. That means earth should have 7 layers, and that is what I have understood very clearly. Earth is made of 7 parts, Antariksh is made of 7 parts, heavens are 7, there are 7 days. I think this is where the ancient Indian wisdom and modern science put together as a spiritual science, we understand divine mathematics much more clearly. Same thing in Adhar Sutra has shown that is 22 coils and Kundalini sleeps, and earth, everything is like that. In this picture you can see the same symbol which I made, but right at the bottom you can see a reptile shape, fish. Our reptile sitting right in the picture is like a reptile, but the bottom part is like earth element and up is like a crocodile. This is where also such a Dasavatar you can start seeing. Fish you can see, and also kurma you can see, and also reptile you can see in the very basic picture here itself. I think that is amazing. On top you can see the 7. And earth also here is made of 7 parts. This is also very clear here. This is science and spiritual together in a graphic presentation is there. Now outer is like a 22 by 7, 21, and then 10 chakras, and plus green you can see 5 petals. So Brahma, Vishnu and Shiv also represent in this same form. Divyank is also represent. Entire universe is represented in these pictures itself. Now come to the question. I am going revealing another thing is from Muladhara chakra to the soul is represented in the center of 2 lobes of the brain. You can see the picture very clear. Souls right up to this is inside between the left and right, and that shows the earth is hidden, and that's what the outer concentration of the universe as the knowledge is concerned come from only Muladhara up to Sahasrara chakra. Below that it is inside is like a Patal lok. And these are 7 layers which I talked about. Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Rasatal, Mahatal and Patal. And this is ancient Indian wisdom, and same thing modern science talks about it as a lithosphere, ethnosphere, upper mental, transitional zone, lower mental, outer zone and inner zone as such. This is where both together, and as a result, now when my concentration is legs below the Muladhara chakra, I can feel within my brain right in the middle, and I think that has given me the power of lower consciousness. Within that it is fully protected, and since it is fully protected, it does not work outside, so it has to be exercised very clearly as you grow older. That's the reason as you grow older, these are the legs which get affected much more. So your concentration to exercise the leg much more powerfully and keep the concentration high and lower, I think that makes the spiritual science emerge step by step as you go. The integration is more important. Exercise of the legs is much more important. Keep them active, because brain is not working on the external consciousness, it is inside. There is no exercise. It needs to be exercised at the bottom. And I think as an individual, I see as I grown after 70, 72, 73, I do feel my legs are not as powerful as they should. So now I am trying to revive that with much more concentration, which is calm and quiet at home. And maybe that is why yogasanas give a lot of importance to the legs in many of the chakras and many of the yogasanas, where concentration on Muladhara chakra is emerged, and there are 7 chakras underneath also. Now coming to this particular picture is Muladhara chakra right at the bottom. Then you said Ingla, Pida, Nadis on either side and Sushmana in the middle. But right at the bottom is there where ganglion impar is there. The left chain and the right chain. Left chain is a connected with lunar calendar are quite part. It is anti-clockwise move, which is reduced energy. The right is clockwise, so the chakras move clockwise and anti-clockwise for every 45 minutes, positive, 45 minutes negative, to keep the balance. And as a result, this concentration. We also breathe through the one nostril and then the other nostril opposite. Whole cycle goes for 1.5 hours. So everything revolves around 90 minutes. And that is also something which I experienced. Now how things automatically happen, once you do aware and your nose is complete, everything is complete, there are no physical health problems, then experience of Muladhara chakra and higher chakras become much more clear. When there is a block in the vertebral column, there is a block within the physical body, there is a block in the nose, there is a block in breathing, then you could have lots of problems. And I say We should make ourselves completely purified. Pakka vegetarian, no problem, no inhibition, nothing at all. But active 24/7. And as I told you, this Ida and Pingla as associated with sympathetic system, you can see the same picture, ganglion up and down. You have a 22 ganglia on one side, 22 on the other side, the 44, bottom is 145, divided by 28 is again Divyang. And that is where I am showing how Divyang has made me understand the concept everywhere. Now, as far as Satchakra Nirupana is concerned, it is the reptilian brain with the 6 centers which is there, right from Muladhara up to Ajna Chakra, and the concentration here is inside, not outside. Grey matter, autonomic nervous system inside integrates the whole thing, which gives us the power for extra energy to be very healthy, wealthy, wise and happy is the sympathetic system. Parasympathetic is rest, digest, conserve energy is important. But when you need to work physically, mentally, emotionally, intellectually and intuitively, you need the sympathetic system, and that is where Kundalini comes to play a role, and it centers on sympathetic. Adrenaline, noradrenaline, catecholamine, dopamine, all these hormones plays important to give you extra energy. Only that extra energy within the balance is going to give you the power of intelligence and intuition and to be in tune with universal consciousness. Now, I had the same experience in 1991. I was initiated simplified Kundalini Yoga. When I experienced the movement of chakras within, then I learned yogasana, pranayama, and everything. And then I started realizing the power inside conscientiously. And 93, I had the experience of Kundalini rising, breaking something and opening and seeing Ida, Pingla and Sushma Nadi and all the spiral with which the Kundalini moves or these things move, I could see within my body. Earlier I had seen the light outside, now I can see within the body 3 channels with how beautifully. I think that was the experience which turned me to find how beautiful it is. But unfortunately, those kind of experience which can make a person genius, a is not understood by ordinary people. So all those great characters are invariably taken to lunatics hospitals and given drugs, and great wonders are made into vegetables. And this is where my concentration is. If you have an experience subjectively, learn it objectively, and then go to the level where I have gone. I had no idea about 1901 before about chakras, nadis at all. First experience, then subsequent experience have given me the knowledge. But with the objective, subjective which I've gone, I had to fight against with everybody and show that mine is genuine. But I will not take drugs, I will not do anything to reduce it. I think that stubbornness within me, a rebelliousness within me, to go with my inner experience, give with the inner voice was much more important than look at the knowledge, because I found all the knowledge was defective, defective and defective. And over a period I realized mathematics was defective, physics is defective, chemistry is defective, everything is defective. Entire world is working on defective knowledge. And now I'm trying to rectify so that every generation has the perfect knowledge without any deficiency. Now, subsequently in 1995, as I moved on and the Kundalini moved, I realized that Kundalini rose, cut the Brahma Granthi and entered into Brahma's Nadi, which is central canal of the spinal cord, and how it rose slowly step by step to the ventricles and made me realize the third eye of Shiva, which is so powerful otherwise. Now, instead of seeing 2-dimensional length and breadth alone with the eyes, now I can see 10 dimensions, 10 worlds within my brain itself. I think all the ancient Indian wisdom of Veda and Upanishad, which is wonderful to start with. No one has been able to think, they call it wibbling of infancy civilization. Actually, it's the most advanced knowledge which modern science has not even slightest idea about. I am trying to show a new knowledge which the world can, with which all the deficiencies of the math, physics, chemistry and medical sciences is removed, and I've shown one by one all the knowledge we have is deficient, and I am doing my best as a single person to leave it behind. Now it's up to people to believe it or not believe it, take it or not take it. It doesn't really matter. Now, what is given in Satchakra Nirupana is the Sushmana Nadi. Within the Sushmana Nadi, there is the Vani Nadi. And within the Vani Nadi, there is Surya Nadi. Within Surya Nadi, there is Chandran Nadi. Within that is Brahma Nadi, and that is internalization where soul should enter. And this is a picture of that. Now, same picture when you move from Kundalini Chakra, from Muladhara Chakra, Kundalini awakens, the energy from Swadhisthana Chakra, the Ojas is converted to Tejas. It flows automatically into Vahani Nadi, which is the subdural space around the spinal cord and the brain as such. That gives you the power of lotus flower as well as the mace of Hanuman. So, power of testosterone to convert to intelligence, estrogen is exactly the power of the brain, and Gaza is same. So you will have a very powerful physical body, perfectly healthy, wealthy, wise and happy. And I think this is where I understand sexual potency is required, testosterone is required, converting estrogen is required. That is going to give you the power for muscles, RBC, oxygen and all the power to this, so that you don't suffer from sympathetic overactivity. This is where sacral parasympathetic hormones, which give you the power, you don't have to go for sympathetic overactivity. This is what I say, androgens, testosterone and estrogen both put together are more powerful and more stable than adrenal and noradrenal as such. I think that makes a clear that okay, how. But at the same time, I also make it very clear. Brahmacharya, as spoken about, in complete control is defective. So this stage should come, then it should whole thing ejaculated and whole thing should go, so that negative and positive feedback mechanism work very well. Now this is a picture I am showing with the nervous system. I am, as a neuroscientist, the vertebral column you can see. Then subdural space is the Vani Nadi. White matter, ascending and descending. Ascending are the one which are Gyan chakras and descending are Karma chakras. And within that is what is Surya Nadi. Within that you have grey matter, which is associated with inside consciousness, close to that, and that is entirely close to autonomic nervous system, lateral horn cells, and that gives you the power. I think that is most important. Now I see the ancient Indian wisdom so beautifully done by them and graphically explained, and I am able to correlate and show to the world this is what the wisdom is all about. Now when ascension, as I told you, in 1992 I have explained from Muladhara, Kundalini rising and seeing outside, right from Muladhara to Swadhisthana to Nabhi to Anahata Vishuddhi itself has given me that kind of power. It can go up to Sahasrara with pranayam alone. Oxygen concentration completely with the left and right, where so much of biomagnetism can increase because there is a ferrous sulfate in hemoglobin and there is oxygen, and that gives you power, very powerful. And if the concentration of plasma pranamaya kosha, the sheath of breath, is more than your height and other thing, Kundalini will rise through the outside to Sahasrara chakra, which many people have experienced. But that is outside, it's a temporary, not permanent. And this is how things have been given in the book Annamaya Kosh, Vyaganmaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, Pranamaya Kosh and Annamaya Kosh. This outer, inside out, these are connected with 5 sheaths, 5 elements, Panch Bhutas alone. But when goes inside, outside is Annamaya Kosh, inside is Pranamaya Kosh, then Manomaya Kosh, Vigyanmaya Kosh. This is the description in Taittiriya Upanishad is different from what others talk about. One is external, only 5. When this is inside, it goes. Now you can see right up to Brahmanadi and where Atma resides. Their ancient scriptures were very covert internalization. Only internalization will give you the power, not externalization alone. Externalization has a knowledge, but limited. But intents as a body can give you the knowledge which external cannot give you. That's why Kundalini Yoga or Akhand Yoga is very, very important. Now as you go inside, it can brain, then outer layers of the neocortex, the three layers can put you onto human resonance field or ionosphere or Akash Kosh, which has got all the knowledge. And earth element, there are three phases. 7.83 is with earth, 14.1 is with Antariksh, and 22 is for higher thing. So we'll not go to other two things which are external, which could be a problematic and give you stroke. 7.83 throughout the brain with eyes open is the ideal situation to be in tune with Akash Kosh, body, Pindant and Brahman becoming one. And most evolved plant is the brain, and outer three layers are neocortex. Neuroscientists don't even know about it. Unless 73 things become an antenna to the Akash Kosh, you haven't really become perfect human being itself. And that is what my point is. And this is the three layers, the outer you can see, they are antennas to the higher consciousness, where information through Gyan chakras and Karam chakras goes only up to fourth layer, bed cells or pyramidal cells. Third thing you do not know, that's the reason nobody has been able to show that they can produce 8 hertz throughout the brain with eyes open, where I am able to do it. Because the three layers have been rectified or activated, awakened, integrated inside and outside, and that is what makes me stand out and get the universal divine consciousness of Veds, Upanishads much more clearly along with Sanskrit scriptures. Now, scientific evidence, my EEG with closed eyes 8.5 hertz and with open eyes 8 hertz throughout the brain. Once that has happened, given me the power to be in tune with the universal consciousness. Maybe I've been saying of late that people have IQ less than 300 and I could have an IQ of 1000 because Sahasrara chakra has a power of 1000. And when you are in focus with Sahasrara chakra, you are full focus to Turiya. The entire universe is within you. And you have a power much more than other things. That is what I have seen in power spectrum analysis of my work since 1993 for 30 years. And it's a phenomenal collection I have. And where power is much more than the computer can even take it. They overshoot. And now this is the picture, Ida Pingla Swing. I'm not going to get, I think what Muladhara Chakra, what I've seen is enough. Now we'll see all the 10 chakras, then we'll see how best we can understand to become one with universal consciousness. Objective of my work is only that I want to bring uniform knowledge for every student, researcher, author throughout the world, uniform, without any deficiency which we have on today. And my 70 years of knowledge has shown all the knowledge, and I've been challenging since my school days, college days, this is defective. Over a period I've written, now the time to leave behind for the legacy, for the world to do new research with Devyank in mind and make the optimum use for everyone and uniform. I don't want a deficient knowledge for different people. It is not for rich people to give something and poor people nothing. This is free for everybody. Rich or poor in the same, both are deficient. Big institutions are not better than poor institutions because both are giving wrong knowledge. We need to rectify. I think that's enough for the time being. Thank you very much.